It's the Daily Doug.
Hey y'all, welcome back to the Daily Doug. Thanks for being with me today as we start a brand new week on the channel. It is a Monday, it is a Metal Monday, and for today, it is a Metallica Monday. I am happy that y'all are with me. I was trying to figure out where do I go next? Where do I go next on Metal Mondays? Because for the past several weeks, we did 2 weeks in December. We came back in January, and the first two Metal Mondays of January, we were on some Iron Maiden, their live album, Live After Death. We did all four sides in 4 different episodes, and I guess my brain is still on live albums, y'all, because I am going to Metallica's S&M 1 concert. And I am pumped, y'all. This is the historic double live album from Metallica and the San Francisco Symphony. It came out in 1999. And I know, Metallica fans, I know that this is a bit of a jump for me. I have been mostly focused on the band's early stuff. I've heard all of Ride the Lightning. I've heard all of Master of Puppets. I've heard about a third of And Justice for All. I've heard about half of the Black Album. But as we go into the 90s, I've just heard a few from Load and a few from Reload, and I don't really know those albums. And those were the 2 albums that led up to this big time live album and performance from Metallica and the orchestra. So by the time we get to 1999, we get these epic live concerts over 2 nights in April in Berkeley, California, April of 1999. And I wanted to move on to this concert specifically. I'm skipping over, like, I could have just gone to, okay, the rest of And Justice for All, or do that one, and we probably still will. We should probably listen to all of the Black Album, because I haven't heard about half of that one. We probably still will. We should probably listen to Load and Reload, and we probably still will. But I am skipping straight to the S&M 1 concert, y'all, because I love orchestral music. I am newly a big time fan of hard rock and metal, and especially when these sounds come together. It's really fascinating for me to observe how an orchestra, a classical, reading off of sheet music, instruments that are not amplified, how an ensemble like that can coexist with an ensemble like a rock band. And I know that it can happen, and I know that it can happen successfully because we've heard it here on the channel previously. We heard the Moody Blues back in the day in the late 60s with the Days of Future Past, y'all. An absolutely groundbreaking album that I still listen to and I still enjoy and still love. And then we've got Deep Purple with the Concerto for Group and Orchestra. If y'all are interested in me breaking that piece down, I have a series on that in our Behind the Score series on my Patreon, where I go into each movement individually. So check that out. So I should also say that I've heard and seen snippets of this concert, and I remember it being some of what I considered to be the best sounding Metallica music that I've yet heard. And so when I thought, yeah, I should keep going with the live album and we need to get back to Metallica, I thought S&M concert. So that's why we're here, friends. I'm happy that you are along for the ride. Before we get started, I need to talk about Michael Kamen, y'all. Michael Kamen is the superstar behind this whole project. He sadly passed away in 2003. And he was a composer, an arranger, and a conductor, a songwriter. He, a gifted musician, was a graduate of the Juilliard School in New York City. And so as a what I read and what I know about him is that early on in his career, after he graduated, he found work as an arranger for rock bands and helping them come up with some of their arrangements. Specifically, he ended up working with Pink Floyd on some of their arrangements on The Wall. Big time album, right? So he starts to get known a little bit. His work starts to get known and he starts to become more respected. And his work really came to prominence in the 1980s when he was tasked with writing film scores. And he's done a bunch that are for some big time movies, y'all. The Die Hard movies, the Lethal Weapon movies, Highlander, the stuff that was not Queen, is from Michael Kamen. Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, the music from the miniseries Band of Brothers, that's Michael Kamen, y'all. And in addition to his work on The Wall with Pink Floyd, he worked with Queen and arranged and orchestrated their Who Wants to Live Forever. That's Michael Kamen. He orchestrated the special orchestral and band version of Dream On from Aerosmith that the band and orchestra ended up performing on MTV. I think it was for MTV's 10th anniversary back in the day, in the 90s. And I remember that's the first time that I had heard Dream On, and I was blown away by that performance. So I've known about Michael Kamen for a long, long time. And I've known that he was involved in this concert for a long, long time. And I respect his work. And from what I've heard so far, y'all, we're going to have a good time. We're going to have a good time. So we have James Hetfield on lead vocals and guitar. Kirk Hammett is on lead guitar and backing vocals. Jason Newsted, this is back in the Newsted era of the band, y'all. He's on the bass guitar and on backing vocals. Lars Ulrich is on the drums. We have the musicians of the San Francisco Symphony playing with Metallica. San Francisco Symphony, y'all, they're one of easily in the top 10 orchestras that are respected around the world, symphony orchestras. Really fantastic, vaunted, historic ensemble, the San Francisco Symphony. And orchestral arrangements by Michael Kamen, who also serves as our conductor. And he gets everybody integrated and happening at the same time, and it's a minor miracle, I think. So before we get started here, I want to tell you, today we're going to be listening to the first 5 songs. There are 21 songs in all over 2 CDs. And we are going to start with the first 5. I'm going to be dividing this into 4 parts, just like I did with the Iron Maiden Live After Death. So part 1, y'all, we're going to listen to the first 5 tunes on this live recording, and 2 of them are instrumentals. So let's get rolling, y'all. First up is the Ecstasy of Gold, and this is not written by Metallica. It's written by Ennio Morricone, the wonderful film composer, right? So this is from The Good, The Bad, and The Ugly, and this normally serves as Metallica's entrance music. So it's going to be really cool to hear the orchestra playing it live instead of just hearing it over the PA. So let's get everything started. S&M 1 from Metallica and Michael Kamen and the San Francisco Symphony, and we start out with the Ecstasy of Gold. Here we go. Okay. There they come. Crowd had no idea what they were going to be in for. Or maybe they did. That's why they were there. Muted trumpet. We mute instruments, not to make them sound less, but to change their color. Yeah. Tubular bell. Relative major. To the 5 chord in the minor key. 1 to 3. 6. Pom pom. They sound great. The people that mixed and recorded the orchestra, they had it right where they needed to. It's kind of epic, isn't it? Great entrance music. And that's how that one ends. Just 2.5 minutes, and the crowd's going to go wild and get ready for the first real song of the concert, which is the Call of Ktulu. So we get another instrumental, this one from Ride the Lightning. Of course, I've heard this one, y'all. I heard it in a early episode in October of 2021. And then when we were listening to all of Ride the Lightning last November, I heard it as part of that album. But I have not heard this. Well, actually, maybe I did. I can't remember. But let's get to it, y'all. And remember how the Call of Ktulu goes. I'm anxious to hear this with the orchestra. So off we go. Here we go. All right. We're riding the lightning. Subtonic to 1. Yeah. I remember it went to the minor 5, but it's a diminished 5. Right, so that was the 5th of that chord was the diminished flat 2. And we're back into C sharp minor, I believe. So G sharp, and on that diminished 5th of that chord. Boy, he's really ramping up some tension in the strings. Listen to the horns. They're at the tippity top clarion part of their range. Here the trumpets are joining. Great sound, isn't it? It's mixed so fucking well. Because you hear everything. So is this the 4? I heard C sharp is 1 because that's where they started, but they've been going back and forth to G sharp too. I think they're just tuned down and they're playing in A minor and it's sounding G sharp minor. That's my thought. But the orchestra's having to read it in 5 sharps or 4, depending on how it's written. Big, broad sound from the brass. Those are the French horns. Flat 6, regular 6, flat 7. That was cool, a little chromatic action with the bass. Flat 2 to 1. Woo! It's been a long time since I've heard this, y'all, but this is rad. I think this is my preferred version. And we're only half done. All the instruments that have the most color in the orchestra, he's getting them into their extreme ranges where they have the most amount of intensity and color so they can break through these textures. Yeah. Another key area. A real proggy metal instrumental, right? It's not just wailing on an extended solo. They're really integrating with the orchestra here. Those are real chromatic scale riffs. New tempo. Lars sets a new tempo. Maybe. Wow. trill from the horns. Kamen is using a lot of really smart orchestrational tricks to make this work. Back like the beginning, right? Yeah. Why give him one final hit when you can give him that? And that's going to go directly into the next song. It segues. And the next song is Master of Puppets, y'all. So hold on to your puppets. Hold on to your puppets, y'all, because Master is coming. So this is so much fun, isn't it? Those are the first two, and those are the instrumentals that we're going to get here. So title track from Master of Puppets is Master of Puppets. I have heard this one previously on the channel. Again, a couple of times. I heard it early on in the summer of 2021, which, if I remember right, was one of the very first episodes that I filmed here in this space. Because when we very first got started, we were living somewhere else. And then I came back to this album in the summer of 2024 as we were hearing the entire thing. And so I got to hear this as a part of that, of those reactions as well. And it's, I mean, an iconic riff. It's an iconic metal song. And we've just got to see what Kamen has done with the orchestra here to add to Metallica's own playing of this. It's about a 9-minute cut of Master of Puppets, and I am ready. I hope you are as well. It is Master of Puppets with orchestra and Metallica. Here we go. And I haven't listened to it in so long. Get it, James. I don't remember if they recorded this in E or E flat, but they're tuned down. They're in E flat. Which leads me to believe that they were also tuned down and just playing an A in the previous tune, and it's sounding G sharp. Leading on your desk construction. Up a step. Yeah, listen to that added line that he's got in the strings. Obey your master. Your life burns faster. I remember the flat too. awesome. Just call my name because I'll hear you scream. So the master of puppets is the drug itself, right? It's a first-person account from the drug's perspective. Drop your breakfast on the mirror. And they move up. Awesome. Listen to all the extra stuff in the orchestra, y'all. It's one of the coolest little musical things I've ever heard them do. That repetition on master. So brilliant. That is not the end, y'all. You're only getting started. I love how Michael Kamen is imagining all of these melodic supporting lines that were not in the original songs, but fit so well with them. So going down the minor scale, when they get back to 5, and they're using the actual leading tone to get back up to it. Flat 6 to 4, 5, T, do. They're using T on the way back up. Double leads. For those of y'all that are sometimes complaining about how Metallica produces their albums, how they sound, you can hear the bass on this one, y'all. When you bring that many double basses into a performance hall, you're going to hear them. Now the drug is just taunting you. All the horns in unison. Yeah. When you're trying to go up against an amplified rock band, sometimes you gotta combine forces so that their line can cut through. And don't get too cute, right? It's gotta stand up to their sounds. Did they drop an 8th note? It sounds like it. It sounds like they're just going to 7. 7, 8. What a way to start this concert. They walk out after the Morricone. And they just kick ass, y'all. With Ktulu and then puppets. Maniacal one. It sounds incredible. Rip it up. Horns and a trill. Righteous. We're only through 3 songs of 21, by the way. I'm glad I'm doing this in installments. I don't know if I'd make it to the end in one sitting, y'all. Holy buckets. It's as good as I've ever heard Metallica sound, y'all. You know they can play. You know they can write. You know they can really deliver live. And the riffs are great. All of the stuff that you love about Metallica. And then you bring in all of these other instruments. And Kamen is just brilliant at imagining secondary melodic lines that fit with with the musical shapes that the band is doing. He's not making the band do anything other than what they are accustomed to doing. Y'all do you, we'll join you. I'm not going to have to make y'all worry about trying to follow my cue or remember that we have to repeat this section or you're going to play this section in a different key than you're accustomed to. None of that. It's y'all are playing your music and we're playing it and accompanying you, and we're joining in a way that only uplifts and enhances what you're already doing. It's freaking brilliant. And we need to keep going. Y'all, up next is Of Wolf and Man. This is from the Black Album, and it's one that I have not heard before, y'all. I have heard all of the big hit singles from this classic 1991 album, but not this one. This one wasn't a single, and I've never listened to the Black Album all the way through. So some of the songs on that I've never heard. And this is one of them. As I look at the lyrics, it looks like this is a first-person account of a werewolf or a person that shapeshifts into some kind of monster whenever there's a full moon. But I'm assuming a werewolf. It doesn't actually say, I'm a werewolf, but that's what it sounds like to me, y'all. Especially verse 3, bright as the moon, high in starlight, chill in the air as steel tonight, we shift, call of the wild, fear in your eyes. It's later than you realized. You know, he's coming for you. And it says of wolf and man. I think we're pretty set here. So let's hear it, y'all. I'm eager to hear this one. It's only about 4.5 minutes, a shorter one, but I am eager to hear this one and learn why they picked this one. A song that wasn't included as a single release from that particular album? I am curious. So let's hit it, y'all. Of Wolf and Man. Here we go. They're still tuned down. That's aggressive. Tritone. E flat to an A. I've heard this. I have heard this. Off to the new days, mist I run. I remember that. But I don't know really anything about it. All that extra string stuff. Staying out of the way of the guts of the band. Back to the meaning of life. Now they're doing the tritone over the 2-chord. And back. Cool. Pretty cool. Kurt's down here, and the strings are mostly up here. They're just kind of staying out of each other's way.
Got any wolves out there?
It's a call of the wild, y'all. Beautiful. High strings, harmonics almost.
Hair stands on the back of my neck. Wow, this is a preservation of the world. It's a secret open that's home. Shake, shake, nose to the wind. Shake, shake, beating our band. Move square, all senses clean. Scared.
To the meaning of Wolf and Man. And right up the minor scale as they get back to E flat minor. I'm gobsmacked, y'all. First of all, I thought I had not heard that. I had heard that. When he sings shape shift. I've heard that. When I've heard that in the past, I thought it was shame. I had no idea what it was about. But I had heard that. And boy, the orchestra continues to just blow my mind. Absolutely blow my mind at how good the arrangements are. Truly. I'll talk a little bit more about it when we finish up listening for the day. We've got one more that I want to get to, and it's The Thing That Should Not Be. This is from Master of Puppets. In fact, it's a song that comes right after Master of Puppets on that album. And we are back in the mythological world of Cthulhu for this one. And I think I've only heard this one once. I know I heard it when we listened to the entire Master of Puppets album back in 2024. And I think that's the only time that I've ever heard this. And I haven't listened to it since then. So it'll be like new to me. And I know that I've never heard this version of the song. So I'm eager to hear this one. It's The Thing That Should Not Be. Here we go. There we're still on that same tritone. That's cool. E flat. And there's the tritone. Kind of a chromatic rip back down. Oh no. Subtonic to 1. Those are half steps. So from the E flat, the tritone to the B flat to the flat 6, A, B flat to B, sharp 4 to 5 to flat 6, then to the 4th, flat 2. Trying to figure out what they're doing there. Don't quite have it yet. Every time they do multiple chromatic notes, when you do multiple chromatic notes in a row, it breaks down the key that you're in. Because it gets into chromatic scale territory and regular tonality starts to break down a little bit. So it makes it a little bit more mysterious as to where you're going to land. Parallel fifths. Creates a kind of Romanesque sound there. Cthulhu's getting angry, y'all. In sadness you dwell. Shit's hitting the fan, y'all. Kirk's gonna play. Timpani for the win. Tuned drums down there. Sanity. Watches lurking beneath the sea. Hunter of the shadows is rising. And James's vocals are so good too. His vocals are underrated, I think. Sometimes overlooked. They wouldn't be the band that they are without his lyrics and his awesome vocals leading the band. Tell us about it, Kurt. It's like an epic battle. Maddox coming down.
Thank you.
Thank you. Does it end on a major chord? With the minor sixth. So we still want resolution. There's tension there that still is unresolved. And it ends. Or it goes into the next song. It goes into the next song. What the hell's the next song? What the hell's the next song? Why did I stop it there? What is the next? Fuel is the next song. So next time, holy crap, y'all. Next time, we'll hear the rest of the first CD. Fuel, which is from Reload. I don't know if I've ever heard that, y'all. I think probably. The Memory Remains is from Reload. No Leaf Clover. I did hear that one. Actually, I think from this concert. I think that's one of the ones I've heard from this concert, but it's been 4 years plus, I think. Hero of the Day is from Load. Devil's Dance is from Reload. And then Bleeding Me is from Load. So we get some from the newer albums, at least in the 90s, on the second half of this first CD. When we come back. And I don't know, y'all. I could go just Monday, just do 4 straight Mondays in a row, and we could just work our way through it. If this video gets a whole lot of views and the Metallica fans are really behind it, I think I'll do that. If it's just kind of business as usual, I might slip in some other Metal Monday bands just to keep it varied. But I'm drawn to the rest of this concert because if the rest of the songs, the other 16 songs, are as powerful and well performed and just mind blowing as what we just heard, then I'm definitely going to want to come back. I hope y'all will want me to come back as well. Let's keep going with this, friends. I've heard some Metallica over the years. Y'all know this. I don't know if I've ever heard them in the studio or on one of their recordings as a band with their music sounding so viscerally outstanding. I don't know, y'all. I'm really impressed by what Michael Kamen has done here and how he's done it. You have to think about, I told you I'd talk about this a little bit. I know we've been going a long time, but I want to talk a little bit about orchestration here. A lot of the mid-range sounds, not really low bass and not really up high, but the mid-range sounds is where James's vocals are. It's where a lot of the rhythm guitar is. It's where a lot of the major parts of the harmony and the riffs reside. And there's a bunch of the orchestra that resides in that same spot as well, naturally, because that's the middle of our hearing range. And it's where we notice the most amount of nuance and color and cause and effect in the music and dissonance and consonance and all of that. We get low into the bass and we hear that as functionally bass. You get higher and higher and higher and you hear that as melodic stuff. But the core, the harmony and all of that right in the middle, that's where the band is really residing. And Michael Kamen is allowing the band to really reside there. The horns that are tenor and alto instruments are sometimes screaming up at the top of their range just so you can hear them and their heroic register and their line makes sense. The strings, the violins have a low G string. They can get down into that middle range that I'm talking about, but a lot of the time he's got them in octaves and way above there. He's like, you are going to hear this added line, even though all of these violins are not amplified. And the guitars are, and the vocals are, and the drums are. And it makes me wonder how it actually sounded in the room. I know that they've got microphones on everything and they can control kind of how everything is leveled out in the processing and the production of the recording. But I'd be curious, was anybody there? If any of y'all watching this were there, what was it like? That's what I want to know. They did this over 2 nights, I believe. Did they do the whole show over, each night, or did they do like one CD one night and the other CD another night? I'd be curious. And I'd love to hear from you. But for today, y'all, I think that's going to be all for me. I can't wait to get back to this. I am astounded at just how good it was. I was sure that it was going to be wonderful and that I was going to have a good time. I was not expecting to be so musically just gobsmacked. It's really, really good. And I don't think I've ever heard Metallica sounding that good. And I can't wait to get to S&M 1, what I'm calling part 2, the rest of the first CD. And maybe it'll be in a week, but for sure it'll be relatively soon, y'all. So Metallica fans, look for me when I come back with more from S&M. But for today, my friends, I believe that is going to be all for me. I thank you very much for joining me for this episode. We will see you next time on another edition of the Daily Doug.